Welcome back to Growth Catalyst, sir. We are going to look at time blocking, one of the most incredibly useful time management techniques. Let's jump in. What happens when you don't have time? You don't know how to prioritize tasks. You don't know how to go about your schedule. You are really frustrated with what needs to be done. One of the most useful techniques which will come to your rescue is time blocking. It's a simple technique. You just look at what are the tasks to be done for the day and look at, okay, how much time I need to do for task one, task two, task three, and block time so that you know what are the tasks and you also know by what time and for how long you need to do those tasks. That's very simple description of how time blocking works. Just to give a little more detail in terms of how it works, step number one, you need to look at your tasks for the day. There could be 4 office tasks. There could be in between 2 personal tasks that you need to do. Maybe you need to pay your electricity bill. Maybe you need to pay your rent. And then you also need to take break. You need to estimate that also into your day tasks. Treat it as equivalent to a task. So you look at all the tasks, estimate how long each of the tasks will take. Maybe there is a presentation to make. Maybe there is something that you need to think through for your discussion. Maybe you need to look at a proposal. Maybe you need to have the discussion with your colleagues. Maybe there is a discussion with your boss for 10 minutes. So look at all of that and block time for each of that. And you also build in the breaks. Okay, tea break for 10 minutes, coffee break for 10 minutes. And then after a strenuous 2-hour long, no break kind of a presentation preparation, you treat yourself to a 10-minute walk within the office. So you block time like that and build in enough breaks so that you don't feel tired looking at your computer, thinking about your task continuous basis, and have enough time to rewind. Build that also into a schedule. You are ready. So if you're taught the tasks, estimate the time, built in all the breaks, and what you need to do now is to stick to those blocks of time. But why does time blocking work? Why is it such a popular time management technique? There are 2 key reasons. The first key reason is that it avoids multitasking. Multitasking is very bad simply because it dilutes your focus. It is proven time and again, your brain can focus only on one thing. Only one thing. At any given point in time. The moment your focus shifts to the second thing, you are losing the power of focus and your brain cannot function because it is still having the hangover of the first task and you are now thinking about the second task. So you are neither focusing on the first task nor focusing enough on the second task. That is why you lose efficiency when you switch between task 1 and task 2. So when you keep on the task 1 itself and complete it, there is a sense of completion, and then you can also move on to task number 2. When you do like that, it helps you to use the power of focus. Number 2 is that when you have not blocked time for all the tasks and you are doing without planning like that, when you are doing task number 1, there is this voice in your head which says, hey, you still have task 2. Hey, you have still task 3. You have this task 4. You have this task 5. And the little voice keeps on interrupting when you are doing the first task, when you have not planned it out. But when you plan it out, you are telling that voice, saying that, hey, voice, be quiet. Now I have planned everything out. Now you know that I am going to do all of these tasks. So please don't interrupt me when I'm focusing on the task number 1. In a way, when you are planning all of these tasks, you are quieting down that little voice, that mind of yours. So that is a key reason, the reason number 2, why time blocking is such an effective method. So what are the things that you need to take in mind? Your listing of the tasks, your estimating of the time of the task, and you have planned your breaks also in between. Take it to the blocks. Now, one more thing that you need to do is to be a little flexible. Sometimes you are estimating half an hour for the task. It may take 35 minutes, 40 minutes. It's okay. Stay on the task and complete it. It's important. Don't leave it just because you have planned to get out at the end of half an hour. You're very close to finishing it, finish it by all means, because unfinished task, when you come back to it, it may take even more energy to finish it. So be a little flexible. There will be unforeseen circumstances, some urgent call from the boss, some urgent call from the colleague, some fire here, some fire there that you need to solve. Might happen. And this is the nature of whether it's a personal work or professional work. That's the nature of the world. So be flexible, build flexibility also. Don't pack your schedule completely. Don't do that. So leave a bit of flexibility, 2 hours blocked, maybe half an hour not blocked, so that if there is anything urgent which comes in between, you have that flexibility to build that into your schedule. So build the flexibility, but more or less stick to that time blocks so that you know what needs to be done. And there's a sense of accomplishment by the end of the day that you have done all the critical tasks. And by all means, build in the top 2 or 3 tasks that you definitely want to finish by the end of that day. Build that in so that you are sure that you have finished all the critical tasks for the day. And by the end of that day, when you look back, you have finished all key things and you feel really accomplished. That is the nature, that is the secret of why and how time blocking works. I'm sure you liked it. Please like it, share, and subscribe. See you in our next episode.